was like the fast version of it. Hello and welcome to Podcast Right Now, episode 195. It's January 9th, 2022, the year of our Lord. On the pod today, we got a Chirp, we got a Carl, we got a Joe, and my name's John. We're happy you're with us this week. 2 weeks in a row, we're recording a podcast, guys. This could become a thing. Guys.
I hope it does. I hope we get back to in-person soon. Seems like maybe we could be doing that.
Whoa, that would be pretty nice.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I don't know, though. The discovery of Deltacron.
Yeah.
Oh, is there a new one?
There's Deltacron.
Oh, no.
Gonna wreak havoc.
Fucking merged. It's merged.
Oh, my God.
I forget where they found that today, but yeah, the country discovered something like... Oh, I can't remember the number. Maybe it was 25, don't quote me, but like... Yeah, cases of this thing.
This coronavirus has more variants than the Bored Apes Yacht Club. Am I right? It's NFT humor. We did receive a message from many of our fans and listeners saying, "Hey, we enjoyed the podcast last week, but calm down on the cryptocurrency and NFT chatter. Yeah. We're not interested."
If you want to get the full uncut NFT section, you need to go over to Patreon too.
That's right.
Not
While you're shouting that out,
can they pay in NFTs for the Patreon?
Not yet.
And while you're shouting that at, Carl, also Carl put a little time into kind of clipping out some of the videos for YouTube. So make sure to hit up the YouTube page. I think it's
get a little taste.
I think it's just podcast right now, all one word on YouTube. And
we talked about Halo Infinite a lot and movies. Yeah.
Yup. So, how the hell's everybody doing? Are we healthy? What's your temperature? Talk to me, boys.
197. 5.
Yeah, I'm somewhere between 97 and 98. I felt a little poopy over the weekend. I got my booster on Thursday, I think.
Nice.
And so my bone pressure was a little bit weird yesterday. Just everything felt a little bit cold, but I made chili. I bought a thing of Pedialyte, and I'm feeling good.
Good. Same with the feeling a little weird.
Your 5G reception will get better here probably in a day or so.
Yeah, every time I go near a microwave, it starts vibrating, but it's probably unrelated.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing, though. I just kind of scratchy throat last night and a little bit this morning, and I'm like, oh, cool. This is probably it. I'm probably going to die. I don't know. We'll see tomorrow. It hasn't got any worse, and I'm waiting on a test. So that's what we do now. You get a little cough, you have to get a test. On the pod today, we're going to get into our Deadpool for 2022. You want to know who's going to die?
We'll
tell you.
Over me, boss.
Oh.
Hold on.
Sorry.
You didn't ask about my health and everything.
Oh, sorry. There was a lull, and I felt like we had to push it forward. Joe, how is your health?
Me properly.
Guys, Joe is on the podcast. He's feeling... Joe, how are you feeling?
It's pretty good. Situation is pretty positive. I woke up the past couple days feeling stuffy. I blew my nose in the morning to clear that out. It seemed to take. Didn't have repeated issues of stuffiness throughout the course of the day, so I think I'm going to be just fine.
Very good. Very good. And how is your just mental disposition?
I noticed earlier while I was sitting waiting for the pod to start that my desk is actually very dusty. So I've been with my hand, I didn't get a towel or anything, just been scooting the dust back.
Your hand dusting?
As far as I can reach. I'm hand dusting and I'm wiping it on my leg.
That's a single man's game right there. The old hand dusting.
There's a weird patch of dust around the desk of where I can reach and where I think it's no longer visible to the eye. And then it turns out if I just look at a different angle and catch it by the light differently, I can definitely see it. So I will have to dust this in at least 1 to 2 months.
I have this thing where anything that ever feels oily or lotiony or just greasy to me, it's like a pet peeve. And so I keep one of those little tubs of disinfectant wipes at the desk, and probably 3 times a week kind of hit everything. Maybe that's OCD or something, but I just like everything to be squeaky clean. I don't know what it is. Like your phone, like you probably don't clean your phone enough. A lot of people, you never think about that one, but like it's a haven for bacteria. You gotta think about these things, guys.
Well, I'm not touching these areas normally. That's why they're so fucking dusty. So
Yeah.
I'm not really worried about the haven for bacteria growth. Unrelated note, you should come over and hang out sometime. I'll just, get you a beer and leave you to your devices.
What if I
Need some wipes?
What if I clean my phone with my tongue?
That's called sexting, sext messaging. I've heard of this.
You're going to give yourself Carl Cron.
Yeah.
I heard that human saliva is a natural disinfectant.
Yeah, this
Really?
is true.
I heard pathogen.
That's
It's
why
only disinfectant if you lick a dog's wound. It's got an antiseptic thing, but it only works on them.
a lot of people don't know, but dog wounds are 80% cleaner than human wounds.
Not when I get done with them.
Heyo! Got Camp Shark in the chat today. Anyone know where I can find a snow yam? Are you guys familiar with a snow yam? I've never had it before. It sounds good. Sounds like a Whole Foods item.
I'm wondering if this is a Stardew Valley item.
Might be a Stardew Valley item. A snow yam. That sounds like a winter crop. I don't know. I haven't made it to winter yet in Stardew Valley. Do you guys want to talk about video games?
What is this Stardew Valley?
Let's talk about video games. Stardew Valley is currently on Game Pass. It's a farming simulator, RPG.
It's a simple life simulator.
Dungeon crawler, light, Neo Geo. Yeah, it's a great game.
It's more than just a farm simulator. You're simulating a more simple, peaceful life.
Yes, and yeah, it's just a heck of a good time. It's got a lot of good reviews. It's on every possible console ever released. It came out in 2017, late 2016 for the Switch. Good to know. But yeah, got added to Game Pass on PC and Xbox, so if you're a subscriber of that service, give it an install. You will lose track of time, so make sure you do all your chores and have your email box all cleaned up and everything before you fire up your first session, because yeah, it'll get you. Are we all playing this, Kevin? You said you've made it more than a few hours in.
Weekend.
Okay,
yeah, I started it yesterday, and I think I played from like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. until 5 a.m., mostly interrupted.
there you go.
They're uninterrupted.
Yeah,
yeah, it's so it's kind of like a day in the life type gameplay or whatever. So you wake up in your bed, it's morning time, you have an energy bar, you have a certain amount of things you want to go and get done at the end of the day. Yeah, and then you. Sorry, I'm going to have to abort. Give me a minute to collect my thoughts.
collect your thoughts.
The edibles just kicked in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That
when
was
you
a sudden kick in.
So one thing I learned early in the game, towards the end of the day and later in the night, you can't just work through the night. And if you are out in the world and basically not in your bed, the screen will just fade out. And then one of the village people in town will tell you like, "Hey, we found you asleep in the middle of town last night." And I think you lose a lot of your items or some of your items. Kevin, is that true? Or?
Yep. So if you don't make it to your bed in time to go to bed at a reasonable hour,
Is it 1 a.m.?
It's you start to feel tired at midnight, and
Okay.
then like you collapse maybe by 1 if you
Okay.
don't get back to your bed. But yeah, the game's set up so that you only have a certain amount of time to like do only one of the things that you probably want to do that day, maybe two, and then you have to make it back to your bed, or like John said, you'll collapse.
Yeah.
And the doctor he'll bring you back. The first couple of times you do it, it's not very expensive, but it gets worse and worse the more that you. And I'm worried, like, every time I do it, the doctor tells me I have to take better care of myself. I'm worried that I'm developing, like, some kind of major health problem.
In the game, that would be funny.
In the game.
Yeah. 6 years later in the game, it's just like you have diabetes type 2. It's not looking good, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah, it might just be the amount of edibles that I had yesterday, but the game kind of has this weird feel like maybe it's monitoring a bunch of your choices and like doing some really sort of intricate, little wrinkles that are going to play out somewhere a month down the line or whatever, based on
you think
just I'm hoping
that would be cool.
That's the feeling that I had while I was playing it. It was
okay.
I don't know. It felt like it knew more than it was letting on, or something like that.
Okay.
Like, so much of the game is about you're in this town, and there's like 30 different people, something like 30 people, and
it's quaint,
blacksmith and carpenter and all this stuff. But like, a big part of the game is you have these relationships with every one of the characters, and so like it tracks your affection to that person or with that person or whatever. And one of the major mechanics for maintaining these relationships is you can just give people gifts. So like any random item that you don't have any other use for, you can probably sell it. You just leave it in the dumpster next to your house overnight, and somebody will come and give you the money for it. Or you can just walk up to people and hand them gifts, and then they'll react either like, "Oh, this is stupid. Why'd you give me this?" Or, "Oh, that's really nice." So anyway,
real quick, are you supposed to learn what their interests are somehow, or just like look for hints or something and sort of keep a mental note over what they're into? Or okay,
yep, you can kind of do it by what their job is, or things they say in conversation. But once you start giving them gifts, you can track which ones they like too, and so you can say like, "Oh, this." Like there's a female impersonator character who mostly has only liked flowers so far.
Mm-hmm.
She seems pretty superficial, but my plan is to try to bang her first,
mm-hmm.
And then probably settle down with one of the characters that I'll have more to talk about with them.
Okay.
But yeah, I haven't banged anyone yet, but it seems like
you think you can do it?
I mean, they tell you who's single and who's not.
This is true.
I think there was that what is it, a Venn diagram? No, the pundit square that Zane posted the other day about which games you can fish and which ones you can fuck.
That was amazing. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to banging some of the townspeople, and the fishing is pretty fun too.
Yeah, it says you can romance characters in the game. I just did a quick Bing search. It's exciting.
So it turned out to be harder than I thought I was just going to roll into town and lay waste to all of them. Like it was going to be GTA style sort of pillaging.
Yeah.
But there was the flower dance. That was like the first kind of major social event.
I remember
where
that.
I thought I was going to get to bang someone. And nobody wanted to dance with me. So I think I need to do more work on my farm, probably.
Yeah, I just try to keep my eye on the prize. I've been making a lot of cauliflowers. I've been growing a lot of it's mostly cauliflower. I got a real strong cauliflower thing going on right now. Beans, I got some beans growing, and then I just sell them. And then right around the part of the game where I was like, man, what am I supposed to do? Just keep making money? And then I didn't realize that there were those mines, and I found the mines, and it opens up a whole new half of the game where you're dungeon crawling and you're trying to survive. Maintain some energy. You can bring some items and food and things like that with you to sort of boost your energy. But then you're always kind of keeping an eye on the clock. So it's like, oh, it's 11 p.m. I should probably get the hell out of here and run across town back to my bed. Do you have a dog in the game? I got a dog. It's kind of fun.
I do, but
hold on. You can camp?
Yeah, can you camp?
Oh, I don't know. I thought you were telling me you could. That would make sense.
Not that I know of.
I haven't installed. I haven't started it yet.
Okay.
I feel like maybe later in the game, or like maybe you can stay the night at people's houses if you're good enough friends or something.
Okay.
I feel like you should be able to go to sleep somewhere other than your house, but I haven't seen it yet. I just assume that the game will provide that at some point because I think there's a deep sort of system that's running underneath.
Yeah, I get Minecraft vibes, survival mode, so that's nice. I love games where you just have to craft, survive, try to earn money.
So the the way the mines are set up, you can like fast travel once you get through every 5 levels. So you start out at ground level and you're working your way into the ground.
Okay.
So you get that, like I'm on level 30, which is, 30 staircases down from ground level, basically.
Right.
And each level consists of like some amount of monsters, some amount of loot or mineable, resources.
Ores and whatnot, yeah.
Yep, ores. And basically by busting up the rocks, you find the ladder that leads to the next level.
Okay. Sometimes it's under an enemy, too. It's weird.
Yep. But yeah, it's like it gets darker too the farther down you go, so you have to like find torches and use torches and whatnot. But yeah, like John said, a lot of it is just like, to get to a checkpoint, I need to reach down 5 levels, and so it's like, how early do I need to be at the mine for it to even be worth doing?
Yeah.
Like just simple time management, like what do you want to do today is kind of the theme of the game. Like you have just enough time to like accomplish one thing and maybe another if the first thing goes really well.
If you're having a lot of fun with this, I played this one, I think last year or the year before, but there's another game that it reminds me of called Moonlighter. And basically it's the same game except swap out the farming and crafting and replace it with a like commerce simulator. So you're a shopkeeper, and so everything you loot from the mines at night while you're moonlighting, you bring back, and then you adjust the price based on how people are interacting with that individual good. So it's like, if no one's buying it, you need to lower the price a little bit, and then you have a competitor, so you'll check his pricing. It's kind of cool, but similar in good dungeon crawling. It has little slimes that break into 2 slimes, like in Zelda. It's pretty much in every dungeon, in every video game. There's always a slime monster. I don't know.
Yeah, gotta be.
Gotta be a slime monster.
Yeah, what's weird about Stardew Valley is it's so addictive. Not everybody has to play for 9 hours straight the first time, but it feels super addictive just in the way they've set it up with the each day, is kind of one checkpoint or a unit or whatever. Like it's always like, I can, it takes like 15 minutes to live a day.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'll just do one more. I want to see, someone's birthday is coming up. I want to wait until it's their birthday. I have a present I want to give them.
Yeah.
And, so yeah, it really like seems like it could be helping people along to some very unhealthy playing habits. But so much of the narrative or the aesthetic is about like not, being stuck in front of a screen for 9 hours. Like it's kind of a funny little meta criticism or something. Yeah.
It's like, games like that, I always look at, it always makes you look at your real life, and you're like, oh man, like there's shit that if I treated my house like one of these video games, and there were like, little achievements you could unlock for, oh cool, I cleaned every room today. All right, now I got to go outside and pick up all the sticks. Okay, now I got to, power wash the driveway. Oh my God, look at, I'm crushing it over here. My house is sparkling, but it's better with like 16-bit graphics for some reason on a screen, and then the house is falling apart in the background. It's awesome.
Well, it's harder to do the real life things. So just play Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
It's almost the same.
Yeah. I dabbled in Lawnmower Simulator, and I had to get out of that one real quick. I was like, I'm not putting any time into this. Like, but I did a couple contracts, and I'm like trying to, maximize my pay, which your pay is higher based on how good of a job you do. Also use as little fuel as possible, and like then you'll get ranked on every contract, and you got to go back after you mow and get the weed whacker out and do some edging, and then I was like, I'm not getting into this game. This doesn't make any sense.
How long did it take you to finish a yard in that game?
The first couple were maybe a half hour, maybe 20 minutes, not too bad. But
each though? Like it's real time, basically what it would have taken you to mow a lawn.
Yeah, I mean, I'm riding around at the speed of a riding lawnmower, trying to do loops where I don't, you don't have to go back over anything. That's the other thing. If you go over the same part of the grass too much, you'll damage the grass and lose money because you have to like repair it or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, that seems like really an unnecessary simulation.
It's pretty dumb.
Yep. Where you could be doing the real thing just as easily.
Yeah. And I don't mind mowing, so maybe it's just because it's winter. I'm like, I'd like to get back out there.
I miss mowing the lawn.
Yeah, I like it. I don't know. Once you have a couple kids and a wife, it's like this is a little me time.
Feel like a dad?
Yeah, a little zen time.
Okay.
Put a podcast on. Get the blower out when you're done. Maybe I'll edge a little bit. It's fun.
I like edging, but I do it hunched over in front.
Oh.
All right.
Okay. Joe, do you like edging?
Yes.
It's like I'm talking to an AI. It's like it did a couple of gestures and then had to calculate its answer. Nice. What type of edging, Joe, are you into? Cleaning up near your walkways and stuff, or trying not to come?
I try not to come when I'm cleaning up my walkways generally, so I guess both.
Nice. All right.
That's the best time to come if you think about it, because you're already cleaning up.
Yeah, there'd be nothing left.
Neighbors get issues with that sort of thing. Why is your dick out again? Come on, we got kids.
Like, I didn't know. Can't you see I'm edging my lawn? I didn't know that it was out.
I was doing a twofer.
Yeah.
Come on, a twofer.
2 birds, 1 stone over here. I'm edging. Holy shit. Any other video games that are catching our fancy out there in video game world?
I'm going to get a Steam Deck.
Oh, cool.
I did the pre-order.
Nice. We still got to get you in that VR headset with us.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I'll do that too. Yeah, you can, when you pre-order it, you just do it on Steam, and then you can buy it with your Steam wallet. So it's just $5 to throw down on it. Then you can
reserve your spot in line.
Put some money in your Steam wallet till it comes out. Yeah,
smart, nice. Yeah, that thing looks cool. My only issue with the Steam Deck is I never messed with the Switch much, and it's been just so long since I was into any kind of mobile. Take it around, walk around, play it on. Yeah, I'm never in a situation where like if I want a game or play a game, it's like I want to sit in my living room or in front of my computer.
Do that with it too.
Yeah, this is true.
It's like a little portable little PC too, which is kind of neat.
Yeah, that's true. I think you can install Windows on it if you want.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I wonder if they'll get Game Pass to work for it, so you could play your Game Pass games on it. Now that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it will.
Okay.
Yeah, you can install Windows on it. So
I heard something about like it didn't come with game services or something. Like I thought there was a benefit to running the Linux OS that it ships with, but maybe I'm
because it's Steam. It's like Steam's OS.
Right.
But they're updating the OS across all platforms to like coincide with that.
Cool.
So it's going to control the same way if you just run it. If you just have Windows on there and you run Steam, it'll be the same experience as if you had their Linux based.
Gotcha.
Plus you could partition the hard drives and dual boot. Like if you want their Linux based with Steam, you could still have that on there.
Oh, I gotcha. Have both on there. Okay.
Into Windows, yeah.
Yeah. Which model did you go for?
I just went for the top tier one because if I'm going to be I'm going to be setting money aside for it a little bit at a time. So I was just like, yeah.
As long as you didn't get the entry level one with the 256 gigabyte hard drive, and I believe it has a different type of solid state in there, so it's like not as snappy as far as loading. I think it's that middle model or the high end one. I think is the way you want to handle that if you have your eye on it.
I think that first one might strictly just be SD
Yeah.
SD cards.
No, I think it's got something on board, doesn't it?
Does it?
I don't know. It's a cool little device, though. I mean, it's like, is it? I don't think it's competition with the Nintendo Switch. That's definitely its own thing. But there are games you'll be able to play on both. That on that Steam Deck, it's going to look way better and run way better, and so that'll be cool. Third-party games, things like that. Like when I heard they had Doom and The Witcher running on the Nintendo Switch, I was like, okay, that's pretty impressive. But when you look at the specs for the Steam Deck, it's I don't know. It's kind of interesting to think of being able to play any of your PC games if you're out and about. I love it.
Yeah, it does. It has 64
64
gigs.
Oh, okay.
eMMC.
Okay.
Versus the newer, the nicer solid state drives that are in the 256 and 512 models.
Very cool. Other cool video game news: new devices, new toys. Sony released the specs for and confirmed the name, the PlayStation VR 2. PSVR 2 is going to come out this year for the PlayStation 5, and that has my attention. There's a little bit of hate flying around on your Reddits and some of the articles, early articles I've seen on it, and that is just sort of people upset that it's tethered and they didn't come up with a wireless solution. But I don't mind having a cord hanging off the back of my head if it means that the video is uncompressed and high resolution and there's no latency or anything like that with a wireless connection. So I got no issues there. They haven't shown.
Calm down, people.
They haven't shown. Well, it's just because of what Quest did. You know what I mean? Like that's one of the nice things about that headset is you can just play it kind of anywhere, and you don't need your computer and all that. But that's with the trade. I mean, anytime I am doing VR and like even if we play dorky little games like Walkabout, which we will play every once in a while. It's been a while, but Demio was another one that was I had it on both systems. But if I'm home, I'm like, well, I'll run it off of off the PC instead of wireless. It's not. I don't know. I'm not that. I'm not. That's not a big enough like pain in my ass to not want to get a headset. Is if it's tethered, it doesn't bother me. Most games you turn with the thumbstick anyway. Like it's not like I'm running around a room if I'm playing VR anyway. So I don't get all the outrage. But headset looks cool. It's got an awesome resolution on it. It's got the new PlayStation Sense controller. Some of those like haptics are going into the VR controllers for it. So like the resistance and the triggers and some different like haptic vibration stuff that are making people, or that has people really liking the new PS5 controller. Some of those features are making it into the new VR controllers, and then they also did release a trailer for one of their first games for it, which will be a spin-off and third installment for the Horizon Zero Dawn series. So good things. I think that is like actually huge. Just that Sony's still in the game and wants to put out VR hardware. I like my hardware that I have now, but I'm not a huge fan of Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg's and all that. So it would be nice to have some competition. I would like to see them struggle and have to I don't know. Like anyone who's into Quest and only owns a Quest and hasn't played it, PC VR with a high-end PC pushing it, like it's cool and yeah, it's still VR, but man, better graphics. I'm not saying that's the only thing that matters, but I think it makes a difference in terms of immersion. And if you're playing VR, that's what you're trying to do. That's the goal. Is I want to feel like I'm in the game. So if the graphics are phone graphics, it's a little harder for me to do. And I understand stylized aesthetics, but there's something cool about Half-Life Alyx and it like studying items and trying to break the game in geometry by looking too close at something, but then the resolution holds up and you're like, okay, this is really convincing. And after 20 minutes, you forget entirely that you're dancing around your office. So, I bored Kevin. He's gone. Damn it. No more. They said no NFT talk, so that no one said anything about VR chat. All right.
Yeah, you want to be inside a game.
Yeah.
For a bit, you want to play it. You don't want to live in Facebook. So go with the PlayStation one.
Yeah,
it's in the name too. PlayStation.
Yeah.
Meta. He's changing everything to Meta. He wants you to live in the fucking Matrix for him.
Yeah.
So that he can sell your digital likeness ads.
Well, and for Facebook to change their name to Meta and really start leaning into and marketing the idea of a metaverse in a second world that you'll live in. And their only attempt, it's a service called Horizon, and until just recently it was closed, and only people that had beta access could get in there. I tried it. It's so heavily monitored, and it's linked to your Facebook account. I don't want to go in always and have to be, John Egbert. It'd be nice to, have a username like on Xbox where it's like, no one knows who I am if I'm playing. I mean, it's not so that I can talk a bunch of shit and make fun of your dad, because most games don't have open chat anyway, but it's just, I don't know. Why do I have to have my social security number be my username?
Why can't I have a fun handle?
Yeah, and be a character. That's another part of VR that's attractive to a lot of people. And if you look at services like VR Chat and any other like social based app, part of the fun is picking an avatar and being whoever you feel like being for when you go in. Like when I went in, I was I found a cool Master Chief avatar, and I was just walking around and just playing the role of Master Chief. Anytime anyone talked to me, and I would just affirmative Sierra 116 out, and I would just leave the room and just be Master Chief for a little while. But who knows how it'll all shake out. All of this shit is so early. Our kid, 10 years, 20 years, you'll look back and just, oh my God, that's how they did VR back then. You had to put a TV on your head. That's stupid.
Yeah, people are going to be virtually prostituting themselves for Bitcoin in like 6 months. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, fans only gets the VR add-on. Let's do it.
You'll have to prove with an NFT that she's only having sex with you.
Yeah, that's a
more realistic thing. Go ahead. I have to collect my thoughts. My edible is kicked in.
I'm just going to say that orgasm, no matter how much you edge, it will be non-fungible. Joe, you'll probably get a lot of ass because you're like non-fungible in real life. No one ever wants to funge you.
Mm-mm.
When was the last time you were funged?
Well, I would never funge. That's God's sakes. It's children present. But no, what I was going to say was that probably the more realistic thing is that you'll have some sort of a device, either via plug-in or Bluetooth implant, that will replace your dreams with being able to stream Netflix content, so as you don't have to spend your entire day doing it, and you don't have to dream about, like, your teeth falling out or waking up naked in a classroom with unprepared and seeing somebody long lost coming back to you that you'll never see again. It would be better if it was just you're able to now watch Succession
while you dream, instead of dreaming.
Yes, and still actively recover mentally somehow.
Do you wake up and like only remember like 20% of the season and be like, oh damn it, what exactly happened? How it's like hard to recall your dreams all the time. They say
no. You'd probably have to put that one on repeat for a little while.
Okay.
Or maybe, one episode a night, and that would be the optimal way to remember it all.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. There's too many good shows, I think is what you're saying. Everyone tells me I'm
there's not
supposed to be
enough time.
watching. Everyone tells me I'm supposed to be watching Yellowstone, and I've yet to start that.
I started. I got like 2 or 3 episodes in, and it was like okay,
Yeah.
but it just didn't draw me in enough. Maybe I needed more time. That's the thing too. Is like if you got a whole season of a show that's going to be good, it's like when do you figure out for you when I'm cutting it off versus like listening to people saying no, you need to at least watch 2 to 3 seasons. And
Yeah.
it really gets fucking good.
Who has that time? Yeah. Every time I think about watching a new show, I just put more Seinfeld on. I made
Right? Yeah, you going for a classic.
the
You should
Like I
just start playing Stardew Valley for 80 hours a week.
yeah, right. But I watched Seinfeld with my girls for the first time, and they were getting a kick out of it. They were they were enjoying it, and Harley was like, my oldest. She was like, "Hey, when did this come out?" And I'm like, "Well, this is season 8, the final season. So this was like 1999." And she's like, "Hold on," and she's doing the math. I'm like, "Yes, this was 22 years ago," and it's. She's like, "Yeah, well, even though it's old, it's still really funny." And I was like, "Yeah, my daughter."
That's
very,
what I was
very
going to
proud of her.
ask is when you started with season 8, and then what questions did they have about? Okay, why does that make sense? Because so many of the jokes are based on like
Sure.
pretty
yeah.
topical issues and
Yeah, yeah.
technology of the time.
So there was an episode where Jerry was sort of climbing the list on this woman's speed dial on her phone, and
Yep.
yeah, they had like a bad date or whatever, and he noticed that he got bumped down on the speed dial, and then he took over the number 1 spot, but that was where her mother's
The
name
mom's
was,
spot.
and then she got mad, and yeah, I had to explain to my kids. What a speed dial list was. I was like, yeah, some phones had it. It's mostly like an office phone type thing. I think we had one at our house, but you know how like
House.
what's that, Carl?
I was just being kids.
Yeah.
So what's an office?
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah, and all
house?
of that on top of just think of a telephone. Like that is not something that you see laying around. I mean, anywhere, especially one with a cord on it. Like that's the most Flintstones thing ever, right? A big cord. It's all loopy for some reason. It's so dumb.
Have they ever seen that IRL?
I don't
Or
think
only in
so.
movies?
I think I've seen a payphone before, and like I was like, "Hey, look at that! It's a payphone," and showed them how it worked. It's like you have to put currency in up here. And they said, "Does it take ETH, Dad?" And I said, No. You got to have real coins.
You need fiat.
She said, "Bitcoins?" I said, No. Minted U.S. notes, federal USD.
You need some Roosevelts. You need some Jeffersons.
We need some of that
You need some-
centralized currency.
Mhm.
But anyways, yeah. So
Roosevelt coin.
a few things like that would come up, but they're just Kramer's hilarious. We always bounce around. Who's our favorite character? Some nights I'm an Elaine guy. You know what I mean? It's all over the place.
Ooh, I don't think I've ever been an Elaine guy.
Oh,
I would
she's
say
so good.
Kramer is. She's definitely good, but I don't think there's ever been an episode where I think Elaine is my favorite character in this episode.
Yeah.
Kramer is obviously the most translatable to kids because he flops into the
Oh,
room.
he's out of
that's-
control. Yeah.
Yeah, he's out of control. Yeah, probably I would say I am a George/Putty guy.
Ah, Putty. Yeah. Yeah, George is high on the list, too. Yeah, it's good shit. Seinfeld's on Netflix, everybody. You can watch it in your dreams in Joe's future.
How amazing is that? How much
Just
you got paid for
just
Hulu
imagine-
for that exclusive contracts? And
Just imagine giggling.
expired.
You're just giggling all night long. That's just pretty good.
Did you watch the new season of Curb in your awake time? Your sleep time?
I am like episode 4 or 5. I think I was waiting on Jer Bear Studios to like add more episodes. No, I have
Okay.
HBO. What am I talking about? Yeah,
Yeah, it's fine.
I like it.
I think
yeah.
it peaked a while ago, but
Vince Vaughn's on this season, and so that's sort of fun. He's playing
He was on the last
Funkhauer's
one, too.
Funkhauer's brother, right?
Yeah, because Bob Einstein died. And
Super
they
Dave
didn't actually
Osborne,
address
yeah.
that on the show. Yeah, they just brought in Vince Vaughn, which was kind of weird. It's like,
You're right.
oh, this is what Marty Funkhauser would be doing, but now it's his relative.
You're right,
Vince
yeah.
Vaughn,
Yeah.
who looks and sounds nothing like him, but this is what he probably would be doing.
Yeah. It took me an episode and a half to realize he wasn't Vince Vaughn. Like, because, they'll hang out with, like, real celebrities sometimes. And
Oh, right, yeah.
Ted Danson.
And he's a Funkhauser.
Yeah, he's a Funkhauser. I love it. I hope... I'll tell you what, in this new season, Larry David looking kind of more like an older guy. You know what I mean? Acting a little more like an old guy. I don't know.
He actually is, though. Like,
how old is he?
Because he's I don't have.
I think he's like 74 or something like that. He's not a spring chicken, man. Yeah.
I'll guess 65.
Oh, I'm putting it in now. I'm guessing 74. I haven't looked.
Anyone want to load up the death pool with it before we?
Oh, how dare you! He has to live another 10 years. No.
You said 65, Kevin. What'd you say, John?
I think 74.
Okay. Carl, you got a guess?
Carl says 69.
I think it's going to be more on the side of Kevin things. I'll say 67 just to split the difference.
All right, punching it in now. Larry David is 74 years old.
Wow.
So, pretty old. But he's awesome. I don't know. I got into Curb like later than I should have. It was kind of like Sopranos.
First few seasons are fun, but not. It's kind of the same way Seinfeld started. Like they're okay, and then they had to kind of find their role. But they were more sort of established than Seinfeld, if that makes sense, because it already had the Seinfeld thing kind of nailed down. But the characters themselves had to figure out what the story was actually doing within the Curb universe.
Sure.
The CYEU, if you will.
Yeah. It stresses my wife out. It's kind of funny to watch it with her because he you know what I mean? Like Larry has sort of that kind of, I shouldn't say anything, but I'm gonna go ahead and say something. And then that's when she's always just like, oh my God, no, don't do it. That's how my wife sounds. She's like, don't. And then I get a kick out of that.
Why is he doing it?
It adds to the enjoyment of the episode of like, he's going to tell that waitress the thing that's awkward, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, my sister reacts really negatively to him too. Like she thinks that's the like point of the show is that he's such a jerk or something. And I'm like, no, it's that he's always right.
It's that he's acting upon things that everyone thinks of, right? Like everyone thinks certain things when you're just in certain social scenarios, and it's just he's not afraid to take the step, or his character takes that extra step to like, all right, let's go all the way. Let's die on this hill over some weird issue, warm coffee or the wobbly table.
I have some episodes where I think he is definitely in the wrong. But
that's fair.
The overall arc of the character doesn't make you feel like you think he's right more often than not.
Yeah.
And he has kind of like magical bad luck that somehow, all the things happen to him.
Yeah. And like 30% of my enjoyment of that show is JB Smoove. Like as long as he's on screen, I'm in good shape. Like that guy's hilarious. That and Garland, Jeff Garland, is also a perfect like accent to like Larry David's character and sense of humor and stuff. I love it. All right, there you go. That's our podcast. Our podcast.
Hey, I want to
curb your enthusiasm.
I didn't get to share what video games I was playing.
Oh, Joe, hit me.
I'm doing some stuff now. I'm current, more or less.
You are. This is as current as you've been in, I think, 10 years or something.
Well, I split some time, so I did just finish From Russia with Love on the PS2.
Okay.
Which was a very solid game. Pretty easy. But
is it open world?
No, absolutely not.
Do you get to have sex as Sean Connery?
Yes.
Yes.
The end scene.
Do you have to like hit X and like time your pumps right? Does he edge?
No, the computer just knows that he's putting it in her.
It's just a cutscene.
Unable to resist his charm.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But it's a very easy game for those of us who are into the older games, all -5 of you listening right now, I would recommend adding it to your PS2 catalog because it's only like $8, and those games seem to be getting more and more expensive by the day. But more, if you're a Bond fan, I would say you would like this game just because it did actually bring back Sean Connery for the voice acting. They did a very good job graphically representing him and the other characters in the game, loosely based off the movie, which sounds like it had weird rights issues too. Like they couldn't call Spectre, they had to call them Octopus in this game. So
okay.
That was odd, but
that's weird.
Solid,
yeah,
game. It was a third person shooter, and you'll probably beat it pretty quick. There's some stuff to unlock. On top of that, I'm about 18 hours into, no transition there whatsoever, about 18 hours into Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is great.
Yeah. Do you like it? Is it just like you remember it, but better?
Yes, it is, actually. It's not you can make it turn-based, I guess, if you play in classic mode, but in this version of the game, you're playing in action mode, so it's different. There's some new characters added in, but overall, so far it seems like the story is pretty much the same, but yeah, everything's amped up and better.
Which game? I'm sorry, which game?
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
For the remake. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I missed the title. I just looked at my phone. Bob Saget died?
Oh, you didn't know?
I didn't know. That's a bummer.
Yeah. I was saving that for the transition into celebrity death pool.
You were going to pick him.
Yeah. Well, no, I wasn't going to pick him. I was just going to mention that.
Okay.
And then, speaking of celebrity deaths, we're going to do this thing now.
That's probably enough on video games, unless Joe has more on Final Fantasy. Yeah.
No, I don't. I mean, I wanted to keep mine intentionally short. If you know what Final Fantasy VII is, you will play or have already played it for the PS4. So
yeah,
it's great. Yep.
Yeah, I want to get in there. I haven't played it yet. I'm waiting till I get my brand new PS5 and VR headset. That'll be $900 probably.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, you got to get the console if you don't have it, and they're hard to find right now. So, but I'm into it. Yeah, Deadpool 2022. Joe.
And R.I.P. Bob Saget.
Yeah. Kevin, did you see this? Bob Saget died at 65. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I made a couple of jokes in the group thread.
Was that Fuller House joke
one
or
was
something?
kind of a reach. Yeah, not quite Full House was my headline. How I Met Your Dead Mother.
Rough.
Yeah.
America's unfunniest hotel rooms.
Oh,
how do you die? I'm sorry. I don't even know what's the hotel room.
There weren't details when I looked it up. I was like 6:30, but I think he had done a show that night, and they just said, he was found in his hotel room in Orlando, and circumstances unknown or whatever. So,
what do you think happened?
He had tweeted 17 hours ago. I think they said no drugs or alcohol were found on site, but he had tweeted 17 hours ago saying, I just got done with the show. It was great. And then,
maybe that's why there weren't any drugs or alcohol found on site. He ate them all.
It seems to me like if you're a celebrity and you want to avoid death, you should stop staying in hotels forever. That seems like where y'all turn up.
Yeah. You don't hear a lot of them, so-and-so fell asleep in their sleep at home.
Well, those are
at the age of 41
to be like 80 or 90.
Yeah.
Just sucks. Like, it's Bob Saget. He was great, and
yeah, he was a funny comedian.
He was close with Norm, and to just lose the both of them within a few months.
Yeah, I don't care as much about Bob Saget. It is interesting now because they were such good friends. Like Saget had like a real emotional sort of reaction to Norm dying, which is like you could just have that normally because you were his friend.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, made me wonder if we were going to see like, oh yeah, he also had secret cancer, and that's part of why it was so sad when Norm died because he's like, I'm gonna go next month, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So probably not though. Probably just the alcohol and drugs that he ate before everyone showed up.
He ate all the booze, man.
No,
can't eat it all.
You gotta leave some for the bar.
Just give him a hint.
Speculation. rumor and innuendo at best.
That's why whenever I binge drink, I always leave at least one tenny in the old Frigidaire. That way they know. I'm not gonna.
But I mean, you got to give yourself something to wake up to the next day. Anyway,
Yeah, that's right. Get that morning beer going, Joe.
or otherwise you'll always feel terrible.
I was asking
Okay.
Joe if you have a beer, if you're that deep in the pits of alcoholism, and you have that morning,
You have a beer in the morning.
yeah, that you have a beer in the morning or a stiff bourbon in the morning.
I'll do the beer in the morning if it's a weekend or whatever, and I'm hungover and I have beer. I'll do that.
But
Like,
just
not
one.
not first thing in the morning, but
Yeah.
you wake up, you have the coffee, you try to kind of reacquaint yourself, and
Yeah.
then maybe come like 11 a.m. It's time to take a shower.
Well,
And sometimes you can have a beer in that shower.
a shower beer is pretty exciting. I don't know if you've done this, but you have. But Carl, have you ever had a beer in the shower before?
No.
It feels like vacation. Like it is. It'll take you to another place. Yeah, because it's so cold and the water's hot, and it's would recommend. But I was asking Joe
Oh,
if
that
you.
might getting right with Jesus beer is the shower beer.
It's sort of
confessional.
it's sort of like a net neutral. You get yourself all cleaned up, and then you also shit on your insides. But no, I was asking Joe if he brushed his teeth before he had his morning beer, and he said, if you're having morning beers, you're not concerned about your dental care.
Whoa, you did not ask me. You put that out into a group text, and then I responded with that response. I wasn't having morning beers when that was happening. I was guilt-free that
Oh,
day.
when I said when you have a morning beer, I just mean when you do,
I see.
when anybody.
Well,
does.
that answer still holds up. Is if you're having morning beers, you probably don't care about your teeth.
What's your favorite beer to have in the morning, Joe?
Generally, whatever is left over in the fridge.
Don't you have a morning beer that you like though?
Not really.
What was Baker drinking? He had something that looked like it was like I don't know. It was called
Those did
it was
look like
called
they
a
were
breakfast.
specifically good.
Yeah, it was called a breakfast ale or a breakfast.
Those were the
stout
the
or some
Wolf's Ridge Daybreak.
Mm.
It's
Something other than
coffee-
Daybreak. Daybreak is their coffee cream ale or whatever, but this was this was more of an imperial.
Okay.
It
breakfast
was
ale.
not the Daybreak.
It was
That's
not
right.
the Daybreak.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Well,
yeah,
morning beers. What are you gonna do?
yeah, something
Wolf's Ridge. Yes.
fancy like. Go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just going to say Wolf's Ridge. Not a sponsor, but just about everything they do is pretty solid.
Agree.
Don't like that it really only comes in 4-packs, though.
Yeah, it's a bit of a heist, a bit of a money grab, cash grab.
Cash grab.
Deadpool 2022. Joe, explain how this works for the loyal listeners.
Okay. Well, I should explain for the unloyal listeners. The loyal listeners would already know how it works.
Exactly.
So, for you noobs to the podcast, and I guess for you regs to the podcast too, you'll be re-explained it too. We will choose 5 celebrities that we anticipate have a good odds of dying in the year of our Lord 2022. Their age will be subtracted should they succumb to death from the number 100. And if we have chosen them, that number of points will be allotted to the person who has selected them. Now, we will draft these people in snake order by reverse winnings from last season, which would be John, Kevin, Carl, then myself. And the winner, in 3 years' time, will be allotted a meal of some kind.
Maybe, or it'll be talked about and scheduled for as near in the future as the next day, and then it won't happen still. That's also possible.
Well,
Yeah,
we'll see.
Could happen.
Anything could happen. I mean,
Still holding out for my 3 meals. But I'll settle for one nice meal.
So I got a question. Have you guys looked at lists already? Has there been research going on? Or
A little.
Go blind?
I looked a little, but just like a glance at the top. But based on the 100 years of age rule, everything I was seeing on there is 80s, 90s, late 90s. I'm gonna win this
If you
year.
go on the celeb death list 2022, yeah, your top ones are like getting you 3 points, 4 points.
Yeah.
I've done research.
Okay. I'm
different
going to
way.
research you then.
Okay. You want to put it off till the next week, or
No, we're ready.
No, I mean, I'm just going to
We're
have
ready.
a list. I'm going to reference a list rather than trying to think of the people I can actually think of.
Okay. Well, I guess we're ready to kick it off. I'm gonna pee, but John, go ahead and make your first selection.
I'll
Put it into the chat if you can, so I can.
Oh, okay.
add it to the list.
That makes sense. I want James Vanderbeek.
Is he sick, or you just hope that he dies?
I don't want to reveal my. I don't want to show my hand just yet.
Okay, all right. I'm going to go with Willie Nelson for my first.
Okay. The red-headed gentleman. Isn't that what they call him?
Excuse me? Oh, I thought you were talking to me.
Ah, you're a gentleman, but you don't have red hair.
Robert Durst.
Who's Robert Durst?
He's a convicted murderer and suspected serial killer.
Damn.
Sounds fun.
Damn.
Real estate heir. Mogul. I don't know what you call him.
If I go to the chat, I think that screws up our stream. Yeah. Anyways, I'll read them back to Joe or text him to him if you need me to. Where's he at? Did he leave?
Oh,
No, sorry, I just went to pee.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I didn't know if you returned, but now I do.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, I didn't mute and unmute.
You're cool.
You selected Willie Nelson.
Yeah. Or Kevin.
How old
did.
is this man? Was this already said?
He's 88, I think.
Get you some points.
Okay, that's a good one. That seems like it could be the big maybe mid-year shocker. But also, he's so high all the time, he can't be very stressed or in terrible health. So,
I don't think you have to be in terrible health to die at 88, though.
it's true.
He's an
Yeah.
old man.
Yeah.
And the weed smoking for 70 years. Maybe his bronchitis will be bad enough that he could be taken by one of these new variants.
Sure.
True.
Sure. I'm not seeing on the Wikipedia page. Sometimes there's a tab for health issues. I'm not seeing that for Willie Nelson, but again, 88, 12 points, that would get you probably 11 points by the time it's all said and done.
And then I said James Vanderbeek. Carl, you're up.
Wait, no, John, you only get one at a time.
Yeah. He's just recapping.
I didn't know if you
took
heard it or not.
I did Willie Nelson. Carl did Robert Durst.
Oh, okay. Wait. Okay. So Kevin did Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
John did James Vanderbeek.
Yep.
Okay.
Robert Durst is 87 years old.
There you go. Your turn, Joe.
Who the fuck is Robert Durst? Is he Fred's dad?
He's Fred's dad.
He's more infamous. He's a murderer, suspected serial killer, and real estate heir.
You think that's more infamous than Fred Durst?
It's a perfect.
Okay, I got my number one.
Come on!
Pick
Can you
Pinocchio.
feel it?
Going with Marianne Faithful. This is a singer. We probably best know her for being featured on a Metallica album. She's the voice of na 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 na.
Nailed it. Oh,
But apparently she's had a lot of health issues throughout her life. Like, she started off her career being very addicted to heroin, and it's only gone uphill and then downhill from there. So I'll take her.
she's yours. And
You want me to do the voice again?
God bless her family.
Durst has
No,
COVID right now, by
that
the
was
way.
enough. Oh, Robert Durst has COVID. There you go. You're a shoo-in. Oh,
Hey, it looks like we're back to John.
back to me. I'll go Ted Kaczynski, that Unabomber.
This isn't Snake Style. Snake Style should be Joe again.
You're right.
Well, I already said mine, so it's taken.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
I didn't choose him, but good call, Kevin, on keeping us real for that. I'm going to say Abdullah the Butcher. He is a wrestler. He is like 80. He's been overweight his entire career. He has hepatitis.
Oh,
So,
he's about to be taken. The Undertaker's about to come get him. He's a wrestler, right? Undertaker's
yes,
got his
he is
number.
a WrestleMan as well. Yeah.
Is that me next? Or
Mm-hmm. Yep.
John? Or okay. I'm going with
Kevin said something about like a snake format. I don't know. I think it's your turn.
Yep. Snake format just means from now on you get 2 picks at a time.
Oh, cool.
You and Joe have 2 picks at a time, and it just bounces between. Yeah, like a snake.
Like a snake
Cheney.
does.
Dick Cheney.
Ooh. He's got 3 hearts, or a robot heart, or both. Anything could happen this year.
Yeah, you can't outsmart God.
You guys
Cheney.
got to watch that movie
he?
Vice. if you haven't.
2022 is your year.
Is he still alive? Are we sure?
He's 19 points. He's 81. I looked at it and I considered it.
Interesting.
Joe, didn't you and I go see that movie together? The
We
Christian
did. It
Bale.
was a good movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed
Bale
that.
Was Vice.
Yeah, that was fun.
Who was W in that?
It was Sam Rockwell. Rockwell.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was excellent.
Can you guys still hear me okay?
Yeah, did you see Vice?
All right. No, I did not see
What's
Vice.
your favorite moment about Vice?
The fake ending that they do, like 3/4 of the way through the movie, like when everything would have been a happy ending.
No, I was asking Kevin.
Oh.
My favorite thing about Vice is giving into it all the time.
Ah. Hey, man.
Yeah, I don't know what this is. Other than that's like a news network where they report on fun things, right?
Vice
What's your
president.
favorite thing
It
about
means vice president.
what about Bo Bice?
I don't know what this is, but I can picture the guy who played George W. That name or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think I enjoyed him as George W. in whatever I saw, but I don't know if it was Vice. I don't think it was.
It might have been W, and that was Josh Brolin.
I remember him in something else then, that Sam character. Rockwell or Rockwell,
has
whatever
been-
it is.
He's in Matchstick Men. He's Nicolas Cage's foe.
He's in
Mr.
everything,
right?
yeah.
He's in so many things.
So many things.
But
Anyways.
it's one of those ones where if I see his name, it's like, oh, I'll check this out. Him and Tom Hardy kind of have that name recognition.
Really? Hardy on that level? Interesting.
You're saying Tom Hardy's not good, or Sam Rockwell
I think
is not good, or-
I think he's less consistently good, Hardy. But
Yeah,
that's
I think
another
there are more-
another podcast. I mean,
Okay, sure. I think there are more outlier good Tom Hardys that just didn't get the promotion.
Like
than-
Bronson?
Same thing with Sam Rockwell as well.
have you seen Tom Hardy in the movie Venom, Let There Be Carnage, where they didn't use the Green Jello song, Carnage Rules? Did you see that?
To be fair, he was not bad in that, but yes, I have seen it.
Just a ringtone. A ringtone cameo is all I wanted.
That's not Tom Hardy's fault. That's not an acting decision he can make.
He
He's not going
had
to just start humming it.
he had access to folks that do have power over that, so I blame
Well,
I blame
from what
him a
it
little.
Sounds like Green Jelly cancels a lot of their tour dates, so maybe
It's
they're
green-
just not open to that
Joe,
sort
it's-
of thing.
Joe, it's Green Jello.
Green Jello, yes, I said it wrong.
So I'm gonna take I'll take Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ooh,
Yeah. She knows
how old is
knows-
she?
I don't know, 60 something maybe. But somebody's gonna kill her. She knows too much about everyone's perversions.
You don't think she'll suddenly develop an idea to stab herself in the back of the neck 22 times and commit suicide?
I get the points if she does that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I hope happens, because I'm taking her.
She takes polonium, and then, she gets hit by a car, and she commits suicide that way.
Yeah, somebody sneaks into her house in the middle of the night and puts a bullet in her head, and she just wakes up dead, committing suicide that way.
I like her name.
Yes, yep, Jizzling. So my Discord's fucking up real bad. So I'm gonna restart that while John makes his next pick, because you have whatever the first guy you took.
Don't you think that's one of those like simulation theory things that she's like trafficking all these young teenage women to like all these super rich boys, and
her name is Jizzlane?
Yeah, right. Like, come on, isn't that one of those simulation theory things?
I'm gonna restart my Discord.
Princess die, and then what happens? She dies, come on.
She would have to eventually.
Yeah, but normally when people die, it's not in a tunnel with people trying to take photos of them and not a lot of evidence, and you know what I mean?
It's ironic, too, because the current queen is Queen Elizabeth, and if you almost say it differently, it's almost like Queen Elizabeth.
And she does live.
Queen will live a bit.
She lives a bit.
Queen will live a bit.
Sounds like Kevin has a speech impediment.
Queen will live a bit.
Live a bit.
Well, just a little bit.
Live a bit.
A little bit.
All right. So
my turn?
John, you've taken Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber. We know this from going in properly the last time. He's 80 years old. He's currently in prison. Do you know this?
Yeah.
Still?
Yeah.
Be, right?
No, yeah, for sure. Still in prison. I just feel like he has his comeuppance, man. I think this is the year for let's balance the scale. That's
kind of a nice guy.
25 years later, it's
he had a lot of good
the
points.
right time.
Kevin supports the Oklahoma City bombing. No, wait, that was a different guy.
I think he's already dead.
You support he mailed the bombs, right? He was the Unabomber. Yeah.
Yeah.
He mailed the bombs. I think he only killed not too many people. I mean, we're not endorsing that that's okay, but
Kevin is.
No, I'm not saying it's okay. I'm saying he had some good points,
Mailing bombs? That's a good point to you, dude.
No, I don't agree with his methods, but he's right. We all deserve to be mailed bombs.
Here's my thing: I get a bomb delivered to me. Guess what? I'm not opening it.
Put it on a bus and tell that bus not to slow down.
Here's what I'll do:
55 miles an hour.
Here's what I say: UPS guy comes up, says, "Here's your bomb." I say, "You know what? Check this out. Return to sender. I don't want it." And then
boom,
Ted gets bombed. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you ask the mailman, he legally has to tell you if it's a bomb.
Well, when you mail, have you ever mailed anything? They're like, "Are there any bombs in this?" And you have to disclose that then, and
you legally have to tell them.
Yeah,
or,
they're like, "All right,
fluids in the package."
Appreciate your honesty, and that'll be $7.83. Need any stamps today?
So he only killed 3 people. He injured 23. So his bombs were
pretty shitty. Pretty shitty bombs. Yeah, still fuck them. I don't like guys that mail any explosives. I've never done that before.
Yeah. He had a real appreciation for nature.
Everyone loves nature. Nature's great.
Yeah. I mean, everyone should love nature, but not everyone goes.
I think
effort of
but
when in a cabin by themselves and loving nature.
But when they're there,
he used to go backpacking with his little dog.
But when they're out there, they look around and everyone says, "You know what? I like this."
But they have to get out there. They have to make that choice instead of all the screens and whatnot.
It's not true.
Ted Kaczynski, he must be sick with all the screens these kids are looking at. I bet he wishes he could send everyone a bomb.
I feel like if he had lived in society a bit more, he would have just made himself an angry Twitter page and and not mailed out these bombs. And
Could you
probably still
imagine?
be alive today?
Could you imagine if he was
Thank God for
active?
Twitter.
Well, what if he was active like a little later in his life when email was a thing? Oh my God!
He would just sign you up for a bunch of spam.
No, he would email bombs to you instead of mailing them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Thank God no one's figured that out yet.
Be like
Yeah.
James
He
Bond.
just put your
this-
email up on Craigslist and get you to sign up for all these gangbang invitations.
Do I have to tell my next name now?
That's oddly specific.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm right. I'm going with Winona Ryder.
Okay.
Is there any health news on
I
that, or
saw
just-
her in some movies recently, and I'll tell you what, man, she is not looking good. She does not look like she's at the weight she should be at, and I don't think it was one of those roles that she was losing weight for. But she doesn't look good, and I know that's after makeup and hair and all that. They take care of those actors before they start filming them, and she still just looked a little thin to me. Starting to look a little skeletal.
That's a stranger things to hear.
Mhm.
Ugh.
That's cheating if they already look like a skeleton.
And, if she does die in 2021, a lot of people are going to take it to heart, but I'll just look at him and I'll be like, hey, man, that's reality, and reality bites.
It's a good Winona Ryder film.
Am I not?
Yeah,
Do
so
I-
I'm gonna.
I'm
Go
waiting
ahead.
for more movie jokes about Winona Ryder. Come on,
Are we
Joe.
sure? I think we snaked around making the last round. Didn't we?
We're snaking. I don't know the snake format. Kevin explained it, and I still don't know it.
How many picks have you made, Carl? You should have made two.
You've
Oh,
made
okay, two,
have you
yeah.
made two?
Yeah,
I've made three, though.
I think
Now,
just
now it's coming back to you, Carl, just like Jaws.
we spent a
while
lot of
you're on a
time
floaty
screwing around,
raft.
I think.
All right, I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna take Antonio Brown, who's a he's a football man.
Do you think he's legitimately off his rocker, or is this a dark horse pick?
I mean, it's a little bit dark horse, I guess, but he recently had a very public, very dramatic eruption with his NFL football team, and basically, according to whose story you believe, either he was injured or he was unhappy with the amount he was being targeted in the first half, and so at some point his coach says, "Go back in," and he says, "No," and that coach says, "Well, then get out of here." So he strips off his pads and his shirt, and he frolics away from the field of play, and shooting peace signs to the crowd. And it's somebody who has had problems before with like GMs and locker rooms and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm saying maybe he's got some of the CTE developing earlier than usual. Mix that in with some organic bipolar disorder, whatever, and could net me probably like 65 points if he dies this year.
That would probably be a game ender. I think these seem to be hovering around 30 or so points to be kind of taking the title.
That's a lot of points. Who's next? Snake Man?
Yeah, that's Carl now.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna go with Ric Flair.
Woo!
Not gonna be happy, but I'll take the points.
A reasonable pick. He was actually one of my list. But yeah, he's older in age. He's a wrestle man. Had a lot of previous injuries adding up. So
Lot of tanning beds. A lot of tanning beds.
All right, so next one is on me. I'm also going to choose a wrestle man. I'm going to choose the Iron Sheik.
Mm.
Are you guys familiar with the Iron Sheik at all, or do you want any sort of background on this man? He's
Yeah, I think I
probably
do.
80 years old. He's been in bad health for a while. So these wrestlemen that were coming up in the 70s and 80s don't tend to live long lives. So
Yeah, I mean and they're living hard. They're living a different kind of life. You know what I mean?
They were living hard, yeah.
Yeah.
But he was the man who beat Bob Backlund for the World Wrestling Federation Championship and would later be the first person that Hulk Hogan would defeat for that same title.
Wow.
Therefore start the era of Hulkamania.
Out of control. The Sheik was one of my favorites in grade school.
He was
Iron Sheik was one of your favorites?
Yeah, I had a T-shirt and everything.
He was on one or two episodes of Kenny versus Spenny, I think.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's a good show.
Fucking bullshit. Great.
All right, so the snake is back on Carl.
No, it's back on me, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. I did. Iron Sheik was your first?
Well, he's my third overall, but my first of this round.
Yep. You get another one. Sorry.
Okay, I've got another WrestleMan, Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Oh, picking all the wrestlers.
That's what's gotten me points before. But he's had health scares the last year. I hope it doesn't happen. But
Wrestlers lead the kind of lives where Joe can make things happen to bend this game in his favor.
Because he goes to a lot of the signings and stuff. He's that guy at the end of the line. Yeah.
Wrestlers tend to not have big circles of people who know what's going on, so they're a little easier to deal with.
All the CTE also really easy to sneak up on a wrestler. I don't know if you know this. They can
all you got to do is distract the ref, and you can hit him with a chair real fast.
Yeah, refs have to be some of the easiest people to trick and murder. They never see anything, those wrestling refs.
All right. Is that me?
Now it's back on Carl, yeah.
I'm going to go with I'm going to have to undercut Joe a little bit on that one, age-wise, and go with Jake the Snake Roberts.
Ooh.
And I'm also I think he might be on your list.
Interesting.
Take one away from you. Was I right again?
I have a list of several, but
okay. You don't just have a.
I've got more in the tank, but yeah, he would have been on there. He actually wasn't on this list but he would have been a good one. Hope not, though. Again,
me too.
It seems like he's had the COVID. He's had.
You live, sir.
He also we saw him do a show at Ace of Cups, which nothing against Ace of Cups or that show. It was a fun thing to be at, but maybe things aren't going super well if those are the kind of gigs he's booking.
I saw him a year later. He was at the Funny Bone after that.
He's on AEW.
All right, never mind.
I think he got sick recently, though. Or I think maybe no. He didn't get sick. He's been isolated. Tony Khan has kept him off TV because of COVID. He's
had breathing problems, and then he did get the COVID. So
he did get the COVID. Oh, that's right. He got the COVID, and he was talking about how he's not been to work, so it wasn't like AEW's fault or anything because Khan has kept him home this whole time. That's why he's not been on TV recently.
And then also Lance Archer got
the
super
Murder
injured.
Hawks. Yeah. Yeah, the Murder Hawk Lance Archer got injured. Yeah.
Yep. So it doesn't even make sense for him to continue to go to work.
Yeah.
All right. So Bob Saget died today. We lost Norm a few months ago. I'm going to I'll go with the third major piece of the film, Dirty Work, and say Artie Lang is going to be the third Dirty Work celebrity to die in the last 15 months.
He's saying these things come in threes to the Dirty Work family.
That seems like easy points.
Well, I'm not really sure what happened to him. I think he was fat and a cocaine person for like most of his life, and now he doesn't have a nose or something like that. So
I know
he may actually be taking better care now, but I don't know. I'm seeing him show up on this list, which makes me think I mean, no one's going to be surprised if he dies this year. Yeah, I don't need to justify this. Party line looks like, yeah.
I think your key takeaways from 2021 were how much God hates the Mary Tyler Moore Show. Like Betty White was the coup de grace, but I guess Ed Asner had died either in 2021 or 2020, and then so did the actress who played Rhoda, and then Mary Tyler Moore herself had died like the year before. It was just a killing spree of the Mary Tyler Moore Show in the past 2 years. But there's no more left to be chosen, so don't select anybody there for your next pick. That's what I'm saying.
Very good, very good.
Don, what was your favorite episode of the Mary Tyler Moore Show?
I have not seen an episode of that show. Am I missing out? Is it good? Maybe I'll dream watch it tonight, huh?
Oh, there you go. Plug it in.
Plug it in, baby. Thank you, Elon Musk, for the dream Netflix. Who's it down to? Me?
Yep, that's you.
I have 2 more to give. Is that right?
Yep, and then you're done.
Okay. Oh, Carl, you son of a bitch. Do I need to... Okay, so do them both now. Okay. I got Pele, the soccer player. He's 81. He recently has been treated for colon cancer. I don't know. And then I did my other one is you guys are picking wrestlers, so I picked a wrestler.
Can we do Pele being dead puns?
Sure. Let's do it.
So you're hoping he's going to be on his back for something other than a bicycle kick.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I like it.
Are these soccer jokes or?
Yeah, I guess we're doing soccer.
Yeah, just make
soccer
a silly Pele. This is fertile soil. It must be.
Yeah.
What are their dying soccer jokes?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's see.
Hopefully, it gets you a lot of net points.
Yeah, I mean, dying in 2022 isn't going to be the goal for Pele. But,
sure.
See what happens.
He's
going to be, getting out of bed for a glass of water, and then he hits it on the end table, and he says, "Man, that corner kicks."
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
There it is. Red card.
He goes to the doctor, and he's getting a COVID booster, and he says, "Did you bring your vaccination card?" And he says, "No, I didn't." And then he gives him a penalty shot of poison.
It was feeling really bad. He stopped throwing in, and he started throwing up.
Oh, yeah, that's great. You guys should turn each one of these shows into a portion of the obituary for Pele. You should pitch it to his family. I got nothing. It's not enough.
I think
pitch is like a soccer field. I'm an idiot.
I think maybe he'll be like taking a flight, and they get up to elevation, and then it starts to pull entirely to one side, and it's gonna crash to the ground. Pele's like, "Why is this happening?" And then all of a sudden he realizes, "Oh, it's because I'm the left wing."
Yeah, I like it. That's a real leg slapper, Kevin. Thank God I'm not slapping lower on my leg, or I would need shin guards for all the slapping because of how funny your joke was. God damn it.
I think he might, maybe he falls prey to Joe or someone else, and then he gets like butchered. He gets just sort of really finely, and in the low light of a warm lamp, it's like he's being made into orange slices.
That a children's soccer joke?
Yeah.
Yeah, you never had orange slices?
I never played soccer as a kid.
Oh, why? What were you doing?
Not playing soccer as a kid?
Yeah, everyone got orange slices in plastic bags. You eat those at halftime.
Oh,
I'm spent. We can move on.
Okay.
Well, let me be flank for a second.
Oh. Is it? I have to do my other one, right? Wrestlers.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Wrestlers. I'm going with the King.
Jerry Luller?
Yeah.
Jerry the King Lawler.
Yeah. He's
Wow.
not super old, but he's had a few
King of
strokes.
Memphis.
It said he had a few strokes in the last couple of years, so
No,
He's-
what?
he's
Where'd you read
going.
that?
on the internet.
He did not have a few strokes in the last couple of years.
Yeah, he did. He had 2 in I guess 2018. I have it up here. While having sex with his fiance.
Okay.
Yeah, that did happen. That happened.
Well, hopefully not. This is a man who survived
All he's
an
gotta do is
on-air heart
look-
attack. A man who is a...
Oh, we got a Lawler fan. I think that's what's going on. You don't want him to die. You're a fan.
I'm saying he's pretty resilient to death. He's had an on-air heart attack, literally, where they had to stop the show because he was having a heart attack.
Yeah.
And then he's also a lifelong straight-edge kid, so he
No
doesn't
booze,
have,
no drugs. Okay.
Exactly. He doesn't have the sort of backstory that a lot of these other guys had, so...
Okay.
That's going to be a tough pick.
I picked it. We'll see. None of this
Yeah,
matters.
Sure.
I'm sticking with it. Can I change?
No one's getting their skyline ever.
Yeah, this isn't. How many skylines are you currently owed?
3. I've won 3 years in a row.
So if we do 3, could we just get you 3 conies and call it a day? Or
No, that's not.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
3
that's
meals.
what about a 3-way? Does that count? And then we're done?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Just checking, man. All right, you took all the names down? Did everyone go?
Now we're back to Kevin.
All right. So I'm going to go with Tim Curry. Tim Curry is 75 years old. Had a pretty bad stroke. I think a while ago, but he looks like a 75-year-old who had a major stroke. Yeah, this is the guy from Rocky Horror Picture Show and the original It. And old man. I think he goes down this year.
Good pick. Carl, I didn't take down your one after Ric Flair before you go again.
was Jake the Snake. Robert.
Oh, yes. Okay. You're right. Yep.
Is that
Got
me
into
again?
the
or John?
conversation. What?
Is that me again now or John?
Oh, no, it's you again.
David Crosby.
David Crosby. I think that was a pick last year, and maybe this is his time to fall.
Solid choice, solid pick.
Okay.
This game is horrifying.
I got one more on my list that, I guess I'll go with. I did it last year. I'll do it again this year because I think he's still in pretty bad shape, but I'm going to go with superstar Billy Graham. Another wrestle man.
Another Wrestleman.
Is that the
Yeah.
guy with the ass thing? The ass shorts?
You'll have to be more specific.
I thought they all wore those. Yeah.
That's Mr.
Billy
Ass.
Gunn.
Billy Gunn, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, this guy's much older. This was...
He's doing
he
good.
wore a lot of tie-dye. He came out to the Jesus Christ Superstar song.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, just tons and tons of steroids out the ass. So you got to imagine that's catching up. I think he's like 80 as well. I think my overall age for the wrestlers that I've chosen have been older than the ones that have won me the game previous years. So I am ready to lose this game this time. But we all chose someone that lost, that died last year, and I think that was the first time that happened.
Yeah, even me. And I suck at this game.
You killed Betty White.
Yeah. Right at the end.
You were single-handedly responsible for that.
No, don't turn this shit around on me. You actually take life, all right? It's a joke if I get one right. I suck at this game. What do I look like? Somebody who works at a funeral home? Somebody who's embalming bodies? Do I look like maybe if Pele dies, Do I look like someone who would be his ghoul keeper? Is that what I look like? Yeah, I don't know. So there it is, Deadpool 2022. Who will win? Who will lose? Tune in 1 year and you'll know.
If we're still doing the podcast.
Or if we're still alive.
Yeah, that's true.
Two things. We all have to be alive and still be doing the podcast.
Whoa, hold on.
They could still... one of us could... No, go ahead, Joe.
If you die and you bequeath your picks to your next of kin...
That's fair. That's fair. No. They should get the skyline. The skyline goes to the estate.
Yes.
What do we do? Do we just throw this out, or should we put it near his ashes? Or
Skyline's going to be locked up in probate for like 12 years.
Oh,
good pod,
guys.
There a trivia game?
Sure. What do you want?
I was told there'd be trivia.
Oh, why not? Yeah, I'm sure I do.
What's the action on that? What are we playing for on that? Is it attainable?
What you talking about?
Well, is it something that will be delivered?
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. We need like we need some sort of prize. What was our last one? The rivalry of the Oral-B, and I won. Go me.
And you've been enjoying the toothbrush, yes?
Uh-huh. I had to get a new head for it a couple times, but it's great. We got a bunch. Actually, we got some for like the whole family, and so you just pop yours on, and we share it.
Wait, you take the head off and on, and you share the machinery?
Yeah.
You really do that?
That seems a little close.
I mean,
it just seems annoying to me.
Yeah. I mean, not all of us. We have a couple. I think it's like I'm paired with Harley. I don't know.
Okay. You guys
all
are
right.
Toothbrush buddies.
Brush buddies, here's your first question, Joe. Are you ready?
Let's my question or everyone's question?
Let's do this. I'll ask the question. Kevin and Carl, you have to answer if will Joe get it right. If Joe gets it right, then you both get a point, or you guys can disagree, or whatever. Joe, you cannot win this game.
No, Joe gets.
I disagree with this game.
Joe, if you get it right and people are right, then you get a point too, right? No, let's just play normal.
He gets the point if he gets the question right.
Yeah,
that
okay.
Makes it, I should. So you have to. So we could keep even if we all just keep betting on me, or if you all just keep betting against me.
Yeah, but we're not going to do that.
Okay. Well, what's the category?
We don't know. Maybe it's randomized, buddy, so that it's a fair game.
I'm just going to yell. I don't care what the rules are. I'm just going to yell out an answer if I know it.
Okay. Here's your first question. Published
only for me answering, not Kevin answering.
Published in 2002, who authored A Lifetime of Love, Poems on the Passages of Life. The only hint I'll give you is that this is an actor from the show Star Trek.
Patrick Stewart.
Okay. Kevin's answer?
William Shatner.
Okay. Kevin's second answer.
We need the answer.
Who the hell else was in that show?
Sure.
We need Kevin and Carl to bet on me.
That's what I thought, yeah. So what do you guys think? Will Joe get it right now that he knows two names not to answer with? Kevin, you're ruining the game.
Oh, okay. Well, I felt like when we were doing the scoring discussion, I didn't know if we really had a system, and I was concerned about that. But we can go back to
we were locked in
saying whether he knows it. Okay.
So it sounds like if I get it right, I get a point. If you bet on me one way or the other, that's how you'll score.
Yep.
Let's just go back to the old way. Let's just do points for whoever shouts it out first.
Okay, William Shatner.
Okay. Kevin has been only wrong so far.
Oh, Leonard Nimoy.
There you go. Kevin gets the point.
Leonard Nimoy.
Big into poetry. Since 1903, the start of every day's trading session on the New York. I have to read these. The start of every day's trading session, New York Stock Exchange ringing of the bell. What time?
9:05
7 a.m.
o'clock.
8 a.m. 8:30. 8:01. 7:59.
9:01.
9:03.
Eastern.
6 a.m.
9:15.
9:10.
5 a.m.
9:01.
4 a.m.
9:2. 9:3. 4 9 5
Midnight.
6 9 7 9 8 9 9
9. The correct answer is 9:30.
9:30. I said that.
Give you a little time to do a bump and get yourself a Starbucks. All right. This one will be. These are horrible questions. I hate these questions.
Get her new questions. Get out of the category.
I'm in a bunch of categories. It all sucks. All right, let's do this one. This is don't ask me about where I get my trivia. I don't ask you that kind of stuff. All right, don't ask me.
I don't get trivia. Okay.
Here's what we got. All right, we're working with what we got. So this is a not shouted out one, and everyone has to just write your answer down and be honest about it, and then whoever guesses closest. What is the average adult American woman shoe size for both of her feet?
I don't even know my shoe size.
I believe
No,
that.
don't pretend you're not collecting women's shoes.
Oh, man. Right after you take their souls. Hey, Kevin, pump the brakes on this humor here. Hey.
That's pretty good. Maybe he sneaks up behind them and then he slices into their liver with a stiletto.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Knife or issue.
Yeah.
Can you answer me this, John? Do they come in like 0.5s or zeros or?
Female shoes, like male shoes, also come in 0.5s. Yes.
Okay, so it's not like I'm trying to figure out a 0.2 or point. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Everybody got a size ready to go? Carl, you want to start?
No. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I do. Yep. Okay.
Got anybody or Kevin?
All right, Carl's showing
7.
7 to the thing.
Oh, Kevin says 7. Okay.
I didn't actually write it down. I was going to say 7 also.
Okay. Joe?
I started at 7.5. I went down to 6.5. I have no idea.
All right, we'll throw a point to Kevin and Carl, I guess, since they tied. 8.5 is the average size.
Holy cow.
Yeah, big old hooves on that young lady. Here we go. All right, I'll dip out of this game. We'll give you guys 2 more questions here. We'll just do a hot 5. Let's see here. All right, history time. During what war was the construction of the Pentagon completed?
World War One. Korean.
World War II.
World War II. Kevin gets another point. Joe, you fool.
Skipped over it.
World War One. They didn't even know
Kevin
what
can't be
Pentagons were back then. All right. Physics. Let's talk about it. Who discovered that the shape of the planets, their orbit is elliptical? Who discovered that the
Copernicus.
shapes that the planet's orbit
Newton?
is elliptical?
Galileo?
These are all great
Ptolemy?
guesses. These are all great guesses.
Not tell me. It's that other guy who doesn't really have too much to do other than
9.
Hold on.
Aristotle.
No. Carl, what did you say?
Albert Einstein.
Oh, no, yeah, not Einstein. Yeah,
Einstein?
you guys are dancing
Albert
all around
Einstein?
it. Dancing all around it. No,
David Bowie.
Yeah, David Bowie is correct. Nailed it. Is the life on Mars? No, Kepler.
Ah.
Yes.
Johannesburg Kepler.
I'm going to give myself a point for that.
Take a point. Joe's getting a point. So Carl and Joe are tied. Kevin has 3 points because he's really good at trivia. Here we go.
Do another write down one.
Oh, okay. Now used under a variety of circumstances, when was the no huddle offense first introduced? This is an NFL question.
You want a year?
No, Joe, I want to know the season that it happened, and then also tell me what the Chinese zodiac calendar animal was. Yes, a year, you dolt. Turn your brain on over there. Joe.
Hey,
Hello.
Hello.
I don't care for the Simon Cowell mode that you've transitioned into slowly but surely.
All right. I'm sorry for that. You don't deserve that.
1974.
Carl is locked in at 1974. Joe, let's hear your answer. The no huddle offense.
I'm going to go with that was a Y2K invention, the year 2000.
All right. Joe, Y2K.
I fake wrote down 1972, which I think puts it just a few years into the Super Bowl era.
Okay.
So maybe once they started caring who won, figured out this might be a good idea.
Correct answer, 1988.
So Joe.
That's Joe, isn't it? Yeah.
All right. Kevin wins with 3 points. Carl comes in third place with 1 point. Congratulations, Kevin. Joe, you get the silver medal.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. You're going to win a lifetime supply of Purple Mattress. So anytime you want a mattress, they'll ship it over to your house. Just enter the promo code. Joe could stand to lose some weight. That's all you got to type into the promo bar.
The fun thing about those is they'll ship them to you, and then you can return them. You're allowed to pee on them as much as you want, pal.
Yep.
I'm just saying, they'll take it back. They'll take it back.
Another great thing about Purple Mattresses, every time I've ordered one of their mattresses, when the shipment arrives, no bombs. Not a single bomb. Not once. It's never been exploded on.
Never?
Not one time.
Huh. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, kids, we want to thank you for tuning in this week and listening to Podcast Right Now, episode 195. We had a good time. We had some laughs. We had some serious moments. I'm happy that we're back on the horse. We're back on the wagon. We're off the wagon again. We're podcasting. Carl said this went number 1 on iTunes. Our episode last week, top 10
3 days in a row.
Yeah, number 1 on the comedy iTunes, and then also the news and information category. It's awesome.
Yeah,
and that's because of you guys. So keep leaving those reviews, those likes, subscribes, no downvotes, please. And we're just happy to be here talking with everybody. Makes you feel like you're in the room. Makes you feel like you're having a fun sit down with some beloved friends of yesteryear. When in reality, you're
random guys.
You don't know us. Everybody say a prayer. I don't have COVID. I think I would know, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
You wouldn't know. Not necessarily.
You could have herpes.
I think I have.
You may not even know.
I think I have Corona Light.
Hey,
put a lime in it.
We'll see. I'll get the test, and then we'll find out.
Do the test.
Yeah, pretty much everyone else I know has it though. So.
Oh yeah, you're real bad at tests.
Yeah. This is one of the ones I want to fail though, right? Isn't that what they say? This is the test you want to fail.
Pass it.
You want the negative review. You want to fail.
I don't know. You might actually prefer a positive, I guess. If you're already testing, it means you've got some symptoms, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's not that bad, obviously. If you're positive, that means that's as bad as it's going to be for you.
Yeah, and I think this is probably not COVID. I think I'm just being dramatic. I think I've just not been sleeping enough. Making those 3D models keep me up all night, Carl boy. I'm going to share one on Twitter tonight. Hey, I'm trying to be better on Twitter. Anybody listening to this, get on my at Cream of Egbert on Twitter. I'm trying to be better about Twitter.
Is it Cream of Egbert on Twitter, or is it John Eggsvort?
It might be John. Oh, I changed it, Carl. It's just Cream of Egbert.
Oh, it's Cream of Egbert now.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. I'm still learning Twitter. I'm 54 years old. I don't know. What do? Do you tweet?
Yeah, I think that's the one you tweet on.
There's nothing really to learn about Twitter. It's just there. People are either yelling at their favorite companies or celebrities because they didn't do something they wanted to, or they're self-promoting like you're trying to do. So,
Joe,
is it on AOL?
Joe, that's Web 1, man. We're talking about Web 3 out here. I love that. Joe, did you see my models I put up on there? I know you're on Twitter.
I did, and I think I liked one. I didn't understand what it was, but it looked cool.
Which one?
I don't know.
Good talk. All right, everybody, have a good rest of your night. Have a good rest of your work day. Enjoy your drive. Always use that turn signal. Return a wave if somebody throws up a right hand and jiggles it around in the air at you. This is Podcast Right Now. We'll see you in a week for another episode. Episode 200 coming up, guys. Just saying.
Kill switch.
Podcast right now. Podcast now. This isn't tuned.